The NFL upon us, and the 2-2 49ers are way back east taking on the 1-3 Carolina Panthers. Short week for the Niners, of course, coming off that thrilling Monday night winner of the Rams. The Niners are favored by a touchdown. And joining us now for some insight, Stephanie Sanchez. She's the host of the 49 Carrots podcast. Stephanie, good morning.
Hello, Frank. Good morning.
Good to have you with us. The faithful, I would imagine, still glowing this week after the big win over the Rams. And let's start with the defense, which right now is #1 in the NFL, playing just lights out, led by old Nick Bosa and his 6 sacks. He had a heck of a game on Monday night. And I guess you could say Baker Mayfield, he better watch out today. These guys are good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Nick Bosa, the last time that he played the Baker Mayfield-led Browns back in 2019, he had a 2-sack performance that also warranted that infamous planting of the flag celebration. And so there's certainly some extra motivation for Nick Bosa in this one, and he'll be going up against another rookie left tackle in Ike Ekwonu, the Panthers' 6th overall pick in this year's draft. So he's a talented player, but he's still learning the ways of the NFL. So unfortunately for him, he draws a man on a mission in Nick Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa is a man-child. He's a monster. Let's talk about the quarterback, Jimmy G. Got a lot of criticism for that Denver game. He didn't play well, but mistake-free football against the Rams, and it would appear the critics are beginning to quiet down a little bit. And it would seem that, you know, he didn't get any camp and got the book, a couple of weeks before the season started. The more reps he's getting, it seems like Jimmy G's getting better every game.
Yeah, and that's as expected. And you said it, that game against the Broncos was a really bad showing for the entire offense, Jimmy Garoppolo especially. But last week, I think we saw some glimmers of hope, right, for what this offense could potentially be. Certainly, they still have some things to put together. It's pretty obvious. But, I think last week's performance was something they can build on and hopefully get that going once again this week.
How about George Kittle? He missed the first 2 games with an injury, has been relatively quiet in games 3 and 4, just 6 catches, 80 yards, hasn't scored yet. Where's the George Kittle we know?
Yeah, it's a little unusual for fans to see George Kittle not being targeted all that much through the first 4 weeks of the season, but I know a lot of fans think it's because he's on blocking duty quite a bit, and I would just say that he is blocking, but it's simply not the case as to why he's not getting those targets. He's only been blocking. Last week, it was about 11% of those passing downs. So, he's still running routes. It's just the fact of Jimmy Garoppolo needs to target him. And, we have to remember there's other playmakers on this offense as well. Deebo Samuel, he's been doing pretty well. Brandon Ayuk is another guy they'd want to get involved a bit as well. So there's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, that's true, but Kittle he's good when he gets the ball, his yak yards. We'll go back to Baker Mayfield. Worst quarterback rating in the league for starters right now. He's only thrown for, I think, 200 yards once this season in 4 games. What's your take on the former Brown, now turned Panther? Because I think they thought he's going to resurrect this team a little bit, and he hasn't.
Yeah, I quite honestly think the Carolina Panthers had wished they probably traded for Jimmy Garoppolo at this point through the first 4 weeks of the season, given how Baker Mayfield has been performing. He just doesn't really seem to have a good chemistry with his receivers right now. And it's not going to get any easier up against this 49ers defense who are giving opposing offenses hell.
No, I would think Mr. Bosa has his picture up in his hotel room right now. Niners favored by 6.5, over-unders 39. How do you see it playing out?
I think it might be a little bit closer than we think, but I think my prediction was 31-14.
All right, we're going to roll with that, and hopefully it'll be a great game. It's right here on KTVU as well, and the kickoff's around 1 o'clock. Stephanie Sanchez, host of the 49 Carrots podcast. Thanks for getting up early, and thanks for your insight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Football is fun. 3 winners, by the way, struck it rich, and they won Terry